In a nearby city in my home province exists a group of feminist teenage girls known as Fredericton Youth Feminists. They are a loud vocal bunch which has held protests around the city. I do agree with some of their goals, such as safe access to abortion, but as the school year came to a close, they were making a lot of noise about the school dress codes, claiming that they are sexist. This group of pseudo-feminists has released a YouTube video, and I will link to it below. Interestingly, the comments are disabled. This seems to be a common theme among feminists on YouTube. No dissenting opinion is allowed. Let's go over some of the points that this group has brought up in this video.
I was kept in the office all day and forced to walk home because of my shorts.
A quick Google search for Fredericton High School dress code brings up the school student handbook on the first result. On page 9, it does lay out what is expected. It is only one paragraph, but it is clear and to the point. It clearly indicates that students' dress is to be modest and also dictates that clothing that reveals undergarments is not allowed. You are complaining that the school is punishing you according to the student handbook guidelines. The solution is very simple. Do not wear shorts that barely cover your ass. This is the exact same thing as someone getting pulled over for speeding for doing 170 on the highway. According to New Brunswick law, this is grounds for the automatic loss of one's driver's license. The defense of the offending driver is that they do not feel as though they should be punished. Can you see how ridiculous this is?
I was forced to miss class time because my bra straps were showing.
As I just mentioned, this is a clear violation of the dress code. As an adult, you will hopefully learn that sometimes you just have to pick your battles. So the question I have for you is this. Do you feel as though fighting to wear a shirt that exposes your bra strap is really worth you missing all this class time?
A student at my school complained about sexual harassment, and she was told that she shouldn't have been wearing a low-cut shirt.
Well, if that is the whole story, which I suspect isn't the case, that is an issue with the school administration. Is this all that happened? The student complained and was told she shouldn't have been wearing a low-cut shirt, and that was it? Did the student not press the issue? Did the student not report the incident to anyone else?
I had a vice principal follow me to 3 classes to make sure I was wearing my sweater.
What's the issue here? The vice principal seems to be wanting to ensure that you are following the dress code after you violated it on several occasions. What's wrong with this?
A teacher at my friend's school lifted up a student's skirt to see if she was wearing shorts underneath.
I call outright bullshit on this. I have no doubt that this is just a case of he said, she said.
I had a teacher who called herself the dress code Nazi and told students they dressed like sluts.
A teacher pictures herself as some harsh authoritarian figure and calls students sluts. Okay, so what's the issue here? You don't like the fact the teacher called you a name? Why do you care if she calls students sluts?
Oh, the teacher called a vague portion of the female students at this school sluts. I just don't know how I'm going to be able to go to school anymore.
This is complete bullshit.
Hey, dress codes aren't cool. If I feel comfy and cute, why should I have to change?
I don't even know how to start properly describing how much of a spoiled brat this one sounds like.
They banned things like tank tops, bra straps, short shorts, and even yoga pants.
Once again, these items of clothing violate the dress code. Just because you like to wear these articles of clothing doesn't mean you get to wear them everywhere.
Dress codes sexualize young women.
How? How do they sexualize young women? If you are going to make broad statements like this, you need to explain how.
Dress codes punish women for taking control of their own bodies.
How does a dress code prevent you from taking control of your body? This statement doesn't make sense at all.
Legs are not sexual.
If you don't shave them, you are right. They aren't.
If a teacher finds my shorts inappropriate, they're sexualizing me.
Don't punish me, punish the teacher.
How do you know this? Can you read the teacher's mind? Why is it that feminists always operate on a false dichotomy mentality? If someone does not absolutely 100% agree with feminists, they are an absolute misogynist. That is the mentality of the type of feminists we're dealing with here.
Stop telling me to dress professionally.
High school isn't professional.
It is preparing you for life as an adult. Well, sort of.
What if I want to be an artist? Where's the dress code for that?
Do you know how many people make a full-time living from creative projects? Not very many. Many who try to do so are very poor. How exactly are you going to go about this? Go to art school? Ask a few art school graduates how that's going for them. Nothing against art school grads, but it is not a very lucrative career choice.
If a boy is too distracted by my bra strap to do his schoolwork, that's his problem.
Technically, you are correct. However, the question I have for you is, are you in any which way seeking any attention whatsoever as a result of showing your bra strap? I am willing to bet some are, but some probably aren't. Again, this violates the dress code, so your male peers being distracted is a moot point.
Teach boys to see girls as more than sexual objects.
So you want to be seen as a sexual object in addition to many other things. But one of your peers just a few cutscenes earlier has a problem with teachers sexualizing her. What do you girls want here? In addition, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but please hear me out because I'm not just making a one-sided point here. Whether or not you want to be, you are a sexual object. However, men are objects as well. Men are success objects. The truth of the matter is that we as a species still have a lot of hard wiring from the days when we were hunter-gatherers. While our technology has grown far beyond that point, our brains are slow to evolve. Evolution takes a very long time, so this will not be resolved anytime soon. This, however, does not excuse harassment. If you have a choice between two guys, both are the same, but one has way more money than the other, which one are you going to be more attracted to? I wonder. Money is a huge indicator of success in our society. Why do you think that a guy who is not what our society considers attractive can get a beautiful woman if he has a lot of money? Men are objectified as much by women as women are objectified by men. The key difference is that women are looking for different things. Most men will excuse almost anything as long as he finds a woman attractive. But physical attractiveness isn't necessarily the first thing a woman is interested in. Women have different desires than men. They are instinctively wired to seek a mate who can make them feel safe and secure. Why do you think that money equals attractiveness in this context?
Instead of sending me home for my clothing, send home the boys who harass me.
Here is the problem I have with this. If there is a boy that you have a crush on, are you really going to mind if he takes an extra look at your cleavage or your butt as you walk by him? I don't think so. But if there is some creepy guy who you find gross that wants to take a peek, that becomes the one who is harassing you. This is the guy who should be sent home. But the cute guy? Oh, that's just fine with you. I shouldn't even have to point out the fact that this is a huge double standard. Some stuff out, but this is my general thought on the matter. You girls really suck at being feminists. These type of girls are the result of internet feminists such as Lacey Green, Anita Sarkeesian, and Rebecca Watson. If you girls get this upset over the high school cracking down on your revealing attire, I can only imagine how angry you girls must get over the very strict laws in Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and other Islamic countries that require women to be dressed like beekeepers. It must infuriate you to no end over the fact that Native women are hugely overrepresented in the missing and murdered women in our own country of Canada. You must be over at St. Mary's First Nation and other Native reserves in New Brunswick raising awareness about this issue. It must drive you insane that women can't drive in Saudi Arabia, and that they can't leave their house without a male escort. It must make steam shoot out of your ears every day that female genital mutilation affects about 133 million women in Africa and some countries in Southwest Asia. That figure is actually projected to grow to over 300 million by 2050. But it doesn't. And you know why? Because the cause you claim to be fighting for is complete bullshit and you know it. It just proves how selfish and petty you girls are. You really don't care about women's rights. You're using feminism as a cover for your shameful and petty protests. This isn't about feminism at all. It's about you wanting to dress however you want to draw attention to yourself from males who you find desirable and use school rules to weed out the ones who are harassing you because you feel frightened. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Steve Talon out.